Whether you're just about to hop into a pub match or you're getting ready for a big tournament, all of you guys probably know at this point that if you guys don't warm up before playing said games, you guys are not going to be playing at your best. Cold hands isn't just a problem in actual sports, it's a problem in esports as well. And if you guys have literally ever jumped into a match without warming up, then you guys know exactly what I'm talking about here. But Hindo, I don't like warming up. Warming up takes too long. Warming up is so boring. Yada, yada, yada. Just stop it right there, because if you guys want to play better and you guys are on this channel because you want to get better, then you guys can't have that mindset. And here's what I'm going to do for you. Today, I'm going to give you guys my 10-minute warm-up routine that you guys are going to use to get warmed up to your maximum potential in, once again, only 10 minutes. So if you guys are excited for the video, make sure to leave a like. And once again, if you guys are new, please subscribe to the channel. I make content like this multiple times every single week, and you guys don't want to miss out on what I'm cooking. Finally, I want you guys to all head over to the comments down below and please answer me this one simple question. How long do you guys warm up every single day, if any? Alrighty guys, with that said, let's get right into the video. First things first, I think it's quite imperative that we go over the ground rules when we talk about our 10-minute warm-up routine. Guys, let's be real here. If you guys only have 10 minutes to warm up, you need to make those 10 minutes jam-packed with actually useful stuff and not just random redundant over and over again repeated crap that you guys are not going to actually benefit from. That's why this warm-up routine is going to briefly cover 3 different areas of your mechanics: building, editing, and aiming. Since those are the 3 main mechanics you guys can actually warm up in a solo environment, I want to go over each one for about 3 to 4 minutes each, totaling you guys to around 10 minutes in a total warm-up. And remember guys, you can't warm up things like game sense, game awareness, and things like that. That's just learned behavior over a long period of time. So that's why we're not going over that in this video, but trust me guys, I do have a lot of other videos that talk about game theory, and I have a lot more videos just like that coming out in the near future. So for the first third of our warm-up, we're going to start with aiming. Now this aim warm-up map might actually be familiar to you guys simply because I did actually cover this in a previous video where I went much more in depth on AR tracking aim using this exact map. In fact, Scavox's aim warm-up map is actually what top pros like Mongrel still use to this day. But for the sake of this video, where we actually only have about 3 minutes to cover the entirety of aiming if we want to fit it all into a 10-minute routine, I want to talk to you guys about 3 different routines that you guys are going to do for 1 minute each that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Alrighty, so the first routine that we're going to be talking about is going to be raindrops. This is my personal favorite all time. If I only had to pick one map to do every single time, I would pick raindrops simply because of how versatile it is. Now the premise of raindrops simply boils down to the fact that you have a bunch of AI that get randomly spawned around your perimeter, and the idea is that they're falling in a way similar to that of if someone was to instantly drop from a launch pad without the parachute out, and you're gonna have to AR track them on the vertical descending way down. Also notice that there's a 1 minute timer right at the top of your screen that counts down from 1 minute to 0 seconds, and right when it hits 0 seconds, you guys know that it's time to move on to the next routine. Alrighty, so we got the vertical tracking out of the way. Now we're going to move on to skeet, which is actually going to help you guys out a lot with your horizontal and depth tracking. And as you guys can see here, basically what happens is that there's a bunch of zombies, another AI form, that actually will show up and fling around your screen, whether it be depth-wise, horizontal-wise, lobbing up and down a little bit slightly, but basically giving you guys that horizontal tracking that the previous routine did not offer. Also, I just want to point out that this is a very controller-friendly warm-up routine, simply because you guys have AIs to shoot at and not just targets that don't have the same aim assist tracking. So whether you're on PC, console, or even your mom's iPod Shuffle, I don't really care, because this routine is going to work for you. And once that timer runs out, then you guys know that it's just about time for you guys to head back and do your last routine. And now that we've covered all forms of tracking, both vertical, horizontal, and depth, I think it's time for us to finally get into flicking, which is going to be satisfied by Tile Frenzy. And if you've ever watched a professional aim trainer at work, you always know that Tile Frenzy is within his wheelbarrow. Very important that you don't skip this step here, ladies and gentlemen, because how are you guys going to get to your targets if you can't flick onto your targets early enough? And just a little heads up, unlike the previous 2 routines, this one doesn't actually have a set timer on the top of your screen, so you're just gonna have to look at that little creative timer on the top right of your screen and kind of eyeball and guesstimate when 1 minute is up. And once you're done with Tile Frenzy, you can literally just back out to the hub and get ready for your next routine. So we're going to swiftly move into the next portion of our routine, which is going to be the editing. Specifically, it's going to be a short 3-minute edit course that you guys are going to be able to get through quickly and cover all of your editing editing basics. Simply type in the code that's going to be provided in the description. You guys may have already seen this code. Actually, this sprung up in 2019. It's Mongrel's original edit course, and this is actually probably going to be one of your best bets when you're talking about doing a short warm-up routine, because I find that any medium to high skill experienced player can do this course within about 3 minutes, and maybe even a little less if you guys get pretty good at it. If you guys are doing this course for the first time in the day, this is your warm-up, of course. You know, you're probably not going to be super warmed up before this. You're probably going to take just over 3 minutes like I am in this video. Anyways, in the background, you're just going to watch me kind of go through this course. You're going to see what it's all about. You get a lot of editing, some building, but again, mostly just going to be that editing that you want to focus on for this portion of the course. You specifically see that there's going to be a lot of double edits, some triple, quadruple, and even, you know, huge chained edits that you guys are going to be able to use for consistency's sake. Once again, warming up, you really do want to build a sense of consistency, so when you go into the real game, you're not scuffing any of your edits. And this is exactly what this course does, and I think it does a very good job of kind of putting you in the right muscle memory. And yes, that was a train going by my house. I'm sorry for that. One other thing to note is that I actually personally enjoy how this map makes you do a few obscure edits. You see how I'm editing from a weird angle in this picture? Yeah, those are some things that you're going to be able to see in this course, and I really enjoyed it personally. Just test it out yourself, and if you really don't like this map specifically, you guys can try really any map that's going to take around 3 minutes. If your map takes more than 3 minutes, just back out after the 3-minute mark, and hopefully that'll do the job. Anyways, as I round the corner, I'm about to do my victory lap here, my last little home stretch, and as you guys can see, I'm going to jump on that launch pad once again right here at the very end. You see that the time says 6:57 here. That is not going to be your time. It's actually going to be whatever 10 minutes minus that time is, so it's about 3 minutes and 3 seconds for me. Okay, so we got the aiming down in 3 minutes, check. We got the editing down in maybe 3.5 minutes, so we're talking about a good 3.5, 4 minutes left to do the last part, which is going to be building. Alrighty folks, so for this part of the video, you guys are obviously going to see my face, as you guys can see here. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. If not, then you can click off the video. Regardless, right now we're going to be talking about the building portion of our Fortnite warm-up. And of course, this portion is actually going to be done in a creative server of your own. There really aren't too many creative servers that have maps for building specifically. They have edit courses, which are really good. We just went over that. But for building, you're not going to really find the same level of variety. That doesn't mean that you guys can't get some good practice still with your building. That's why I employ all of you guys once again to go into your own creative server and work on these 3 specific tips, 3 different routines that you guys are going to do for 1 minute each. So after 3 minutes, you guys are going to have your builds fully warmed up. Each different tip is actually going to show you a different part of your building routine, such that once you're done with all the 3 minutes, then you're going to actually have a really well warmed up routine set up. Alright, so the first routine that I want to show you guys is going to be the stair tunnel edit, where it works as such. You make a wall in front of you, on top of a floor of course, and you place a ramp behind you. Then you want to edit out that wall, and then look 90 degrees to the opposite side, place your floor and your walls, and then look to the left and place the stair behind you. And you want to repeat that process, alternating from the left to the right. So if you looked left the previous time, I want you guys to go ahead and look right the next time. And then you go look to the left the time after that. The time after that, you look to the right, and so on and so forth. So I want you guys to do this one for about a minute, and the idea here is not particularly because this is practical for an in-game scenario. This uses way too many mats to actually be an effective tunneling strategy in a real game. We have a video on the best tunneling routines though in another video if you guys go to my videos. The thing here is that you actually get a very solid blend between placing a lot of builds at once. You're placing 1, 2, 3, 4 builds every single tile you move. And also, you got to do one edit, one sweeping edit. And obviously, we did also go over editing in the previous one, but it's also good to blend some of these different routines together. All right, so the second routine I have for you guys is going to build off of a previous high ground retake we talked about in a previous video. And that's going to be doing infinite 90s for 1 whole minute. But there's a twist. You're going to do your infinite 90s, but every single time you go up a layer, I want you to do an extended ramp placement. So a ramp with a cone on top. So you go up, ramp cone, up, ramp cone, up, ramp cone. And you want to do that for a whole minute. You're probably going to hit build height a few times, so make sure just to drop down and do it again. Now, the reason why I really recommend you guys to do this one in your warm-up routine is simply because you actually use it a lot in game at the pro level. When you're fighting high ground against an opponent, of course, this is something I've talked about in a previous video. You guys probably don't need to hear this again, but if you haven't, then I want to talk to you guys about it one more time, real quick. If you guys are fighting your opponent and you guys are both fighting for high ground, the best tool in your arsenal is being able to extend and place a cone after you're doing 90s. So let's say you're fighting someone for height, you're doing 90s, you're going up, you're going up, and then your opponent is right next to you. Placing a cone right in his face and then going around and doing more 90s is going to be one of your best friends. Anyways, the third and final tip for the building portion of this video is going to be the alternation between triangle edits and rectangle edits. Is that you guys are going to be able to get some very good practice in a building technique that you guys probably don't use a lot in a warm-up routine, but you do use a lot at a competitive level in Fortnite games. Now let me break down how this one works. So I want you guys to place a cone and then place a wall and edit the wall as you see here, the rectangle edit, so the 6 tile edit. Confirm that, and I want you to jump onto the next cone, place the next wall, hit a triangle edit instead, and then continue from there. So yeah, that basically concludes the building portion of the video, and keep in mind guys, if you guys want to make this routine as short as possible, you guys can't compromise the core elements, building, editing, and aiming, if you guys want to make this a complete and actually useful warm-up guide. I don't think you guys should stretch it much lower than 10 minutes, but if you guys can, then more power to you. But regardless, that's really all I have for you guys today. Once again, if you guys did enjoy the video, I would really appreciate if you guys left a like. It helps me with the algorithm and gets promoted to more people. If you guys want to see me grow, then I'd really appreciate that. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel once again if you guys haven't done so already. I put my heart and soul in this kind of content. Go ahead and make sure to show me that support back. With that said, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.